Oh hey everyone, Taylor here. Hope you've been having an awesome holiday season, getting some time to spend with your family and play games and just have time to relax and have a good time. And there's a tradition that I've been doing the last 4 years running that I wanted to share with you in a video today, and it's my Christmas break RPG tradition. Now, typically, what this is in the the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I usually have off from work, and so what I've done is I've typically gotten an RPG that I've waited all year to play, or it comes out near the end of the year, and then I just marathon. And all I do is I wake up, play it all day, sit in my pajamas, and just be a total slug. So I kind of wanted to talk about that tradition for me and how it's evolved over the years. And I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys have any Christmas or holiday break or anything like that, gaming traditions of your own. So the game that started it all for me was Dragon's Dogma on PS3. It's available now on Xbox 360 and PC finally as well. But basically how this started was I had a friend at the time that was working at Capcom, and she's like, all right, I can get you any game you want for Christmas. We get like massive discounts. It'll be no problem. Like, what game do you want? And I was trying to remember what games came out that year, and I couldn't remember, but I remember at the time, I was like, that Dragon's Dogma game looks kind of cool. Like, it was kind of swimming in sevens, as Michael Huber likes to say. But it was a game that kind of caught my interest because you could like climb these monsters, and it was getting some good buzz from the YouTube community and people reviewing the game. And so I was like, okay, how about Dragon's Dogma? Why don't you pick that up for me? And so I play it, and one of the first things, if anybody of you out there has ever played Dragon's Dogma, the thing that immediately catches your attention is that catchy as hell J-Rock song. But it's so catchy, and every time I booted the game up, I remember just leaving it so I could hear that song play over and over and over. And it's a real shame that the PC version doesn't have that song in it, because it's the Dark Arisen like expansion version, which is, I've never played it, but I've heard good things. It's just a shame that that is not in the PC version. But I just remember getting totally hooked because it was one of those games where you could climb monsters. You customized your character with like different classes, and it was just really high action. It reminded me of, like, imagine Devil May Cry was an action RPG, kind of mixed with Shadow of the Colossus, and it was just really fun to explore and go in caves and like come across these random quests and stuff like that. So this was just a game that hooked me, and I played for dozens and dozens of hours. I don't think I ever beat it. But another one of my favorite things I did in this game is you can pick people up, like you can pick enemies up and throw them. And your party works in a way where you have these pawns. It's other players in the game, and they can join your team, and based on how your other friends are building their characters, that's how they are in your party. Well, what I would usually do is you can encounter them randomly just on paths as you're exploring. I can remember one of my favorite things was picking those guys up and just tossing them in the river. And it just seems so funny to me that you could pick up like random NPCs and throw them and you wouldn't get in trouble. So year one of my RPG tradition was Dragon's Dogma, tons of fun. Now next, I don't have a physical copy of this, but the next one was Skyrim on PC. Now this was many, many years after the game had come out, and I had heard so much good stuff about the game. It was just this game that went on forever, and you could go exploring, and you could do whatever you want. It was awesome. And so Skyrim was a game that didn't lend itself to the kind of RPG character I like to build, which is typically like the rogue, ranger, archer type character. And I know you can do that in that game, but it's a lot slower, and it didn't feel the way I wanted it to. So basically what I made was I had a sword in one hand, and I had a kind of like cast like spells in the other hand. So I would like freeze them, and then I would just like beat them up with my sword. It was cool. And I just loved exploring in that game. There were always caves, there were always just random things you could find. And I just loaded that thing up with mods, because I remember with the water not looking super great, and a couple other parts of the game, I just spruced stuff to make it look better. So Skyrim was, it's one of the biggest RPGs ever. People raved about it for years. So for me, it was really exciting to finally dig into that and just be a slog for a week or more just to play through that game. All right, next, and this, I will argue, this is still my favorite open world of any game, period, regardless of generation, and then that's Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, I had not played a Dragon Age game up until that point, but I had just heard so many good things about one, at least. Two, obviously, was not great, but the more I saw footage of Dragon Age Inquisition, I was like, oh my gosh, this world looks amazing and detailed and like lovingly crafted. And that was the thing for me about Dragon Age Inquisition. It was a game where no matter which way you went, there was always something interesting to find. Like you would turn a corner and there's like a grove with like a side quest, or you would just turn a corner and there's like a new monument you can discover. For me, I loved exploring in that game. There's always something else to find, and it just kept me going and going and going and hunting all the dragons and getting all the extra characters. And I beat this game, and earlier in the year I restarted it and made a new account because I wanted to keep playing and make different choices and see where it went. I played with a mage, my second character, but my first character was my typical rogue, ranger, archer type character. And it was an absolute blast, tons of fun. I think I put like 70 hours in that game or something like that. So much fun. I never got around to the expansions, but I heard there was some mixed feelings about that. But still, Dragon Age, words are easy, Inquisition, still one of my favorite games on PS4, my favorite open world. I'll argue that till the day I die, until something better comes out. But yeah, tons and tons of fun. Last, but certainly not least, at least this was my last year's RPG. I'll get to this year's in a bit, since I'm still kind of playing it. But last year was Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, and again, I don't have a physical copy of that. But that was a game that every time I saw it, I got more intrigued, because I was like, okay, the first Xenoblade didn't really do it for me, and I was really trying to find games to play on my Wii U, and I was really into Splatoon and Mario Kart and stuff like that. But then when this game came out, it's almost two games in one, because the first half of the game, you're on foot and you're able to explore it in a really cool way. That your jump goes really high, and there's this massive open world, and there's all these monsters and side quests, and the game kind of gates you off in a weird way, because you can only progress in the story once you're a certain level, so you're forced to grind and do side quests if you haven't been leveling up and fighting every monster you come across. But then the game completely changes when you get your Skell, these giant robots you can customize and fly around with. It was just, oh my god, it was so much fun to... Basically, there was an all new half to this game you couldn't get to previously, because you didn't have your Skell to fly high enough, or you couldn't jump high enough as a human. And this game, I think I put like 90 hours into this game or something insane, because the game just keeps going and going and going. And the level requirement to finish the game, I just didn't have enough, and so I just kept customizing my skills, exploring more, and it got a little grindy at the end, but I had a ton of fun with it, and I loved putting the time into it that I did. So if you own a Wii U, I feel like Xenoblade Chronicles is a must-buy. Just know that it's really long, and that you will probably have to grind a lot near the end, but still, fun game. All right, and my RPG for this year that I'm just marathoning and doing everything I can for this break is a little different, because I've had to work during this Christmas break. I haven't had the time to just sit around and play games as much as I would like to, but the one RPG I can't put down that came out earlier, and I don't know if it counts, but I'm counting it anyway, is Final Fantasy 15. The game I've been waiting a very, very long time for. Been having an absolute blast with this game. Doing all the extra dungeons, the secret dungeon, all the hunts, finding all the secret items, completing all the chocobo races, maxing out my fishing, doing all that. I'm just trying to do everything this game has to offer, which is a lot for anybody that's played Final Fantasy 15. So I want to keep going. I have already got the Platinum Trophy. But there's still these extra dungeons that are really, really hard. I'm like level 91 and they're still kicking my butt. I need to think of better strategies to take these guys out, but I want to keep playing. I want to eclipse 100 hours. They're putting out this holiday event in January, which I'm sure I'll cover on the channel at some point. But yeah, my RPG that I'm kind of marathoning through for this Christmas break is Final Fantasy 15. So guys, tell me, what are you playing this Christmas break? Whether it's an RPG or you just knocking at your backlog, or do you have some other, Christmas break or holiday gaming traditions where you just replay a game or something? Maybe it's multiplayer with your family. I'd love to hear about it. Hope you guys had an awesome holiday season, and 2017 right around the corner. We're gonna be getting so much stuff like immediately. There's Gravity Rush 2 and Yakuza and Resident Evil and Tales of Berseria and Kingdom Hearts. Like, man, it is loaded. Hope you got your Christmas money ready to spend because it's gonna be crazy. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like. And if you have not subscribed already, definitely do that. New videos every weekday. And thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video.